Okay, we flipped over. We're now on the second half of lesson 6. The second half here is basically talking about changing signs on numbers and what you're allowed to do. First of all, look at this example here, 4 minus 6 plus 8. We can write that as a positive 4, notice how this 4 was positive, plus a negative 6. See how this negative sign goes with the 6? It's telling us to subtract the 6, but we can also think of it as plus a negative. And plus a positive 8. Okay. Same thing down here in this example of negative 6 plus a negative 4 plus a negative 2 plus a positive 3. And the reason we can say that is because the important idea we're trying to get out of this is the sign in front of the number dictates positivity or negativity. Okay. Now, as an extension of what we did on the front, let's try one more example here. We have negative 2 plus 4. Now remember, treat each individual problem as its own separate entity to this bigger problem. So we have negative 2 plus 4, which if we really wanted to, we could rewrite like this. Negative 2 plus a positive 4 plus a negative 5 plus a positive 2. See how the sign in front of the numbers dictates whether it's positive or negative? Now what we can think of is, okay, well, this negative sign and this positive sign don't match. So we know this is a subtraction problem. 4 minus 2 is 2, and the bigger number had a positive on it. So this is plus 2 plus, and then everything else I haven't used yet. Negative 5 and plus a positive 2. Okay, these signs do not match, so this is subtraction. 5 minus 2 is 3, and the bigger number had a negative. So this is negative 3 from these two guys, plus a positive 2. Finally, we'll go after our final answer. Negative 3 and positive 2. The signs don't match, so 3 minus 2 is 1. Well, what kind of 1? It's negative because the bigger number had the negative sign. So this is negative 1 for our final answer. Now, changing all these to pluses and putting the signs inside parentheses, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of it. If it helps you, and I hope it did, then go ahead and use it. If it sort of confuses you, let's do another example the way we did them on the front page. So we have 5 plus 3 minus 2. 5 and 3, well, that's easy. That's just an 8, and we still have a minus 2 here. Notice that this is basically adding a negative or subtracting a positive. So we can say our final answer is 6. All right. One last example, sort of working like we did here and on the front. Negative 1 plus 5. Notice these signs don't match. So this is subtraction. 5 minus 1 is 4, and the bigger number had the positive sign. So this is 4. And then we're left with minus 4 plus 5. Well, 4 minus 4 is 0, and then 0 plus 5 gives us 5. So actually, I tend to believe that this sort of makes things more complicated than what they need to be, but our book is really interested in you being able to do this. That's why I showed you one example, but I tend to believe that these ways might be a little faster and less cumbersome, so to say. Okay, let's go to the back page. The back page really just talks about the definition of subtraction as we are going to use it in our algebra class. We can actually perform subtraction without using subtraction, if that makes any sense. 5 minus 2 is 3, but watch this. 5 plus a negative 2 is also 3. So we can really do subtraction, something like 7 minus 5 and get 2, but we could also say 7 plus a negative 5 and get 2. So we can do math without actually using subtraction, but we all know that subtraction exists, so don't just go throwing away the subtraction symbol on your calculator just yet. The definition of algebraic subtraction goes like this. If a and b are real numbers, then a minus b, it's the same thing as adding the opposite of b. That's all. And that's what we're trying to get out of the back page here. Okay, this concludes lesson 6.